Anakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kun Radha Kun Giri Gaurang ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Shri Jamunamai Gangamai Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premananda Haribo. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory is the assembled devotees. All glory is the assembled devotees. Jai Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, Text 1. The son of Drona punished. Sonaka Uvacha. Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavams Tat Abhipretam Tatak Kim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narada Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shrutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu Matajis Sonaka Uvacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badarayanaha Shutavam starabi preta tata kim akarot vibhu Saunaka uvacha nirgate narade sutta Bhagavan Badrayanaha Shatavam staravi pretam tata kim akarot vibhu Saunaka Sri Saunaka Uvacha said Nirgate having gone Narade Narada Muni Sutta O Sutta Bhagavan the transcendently powerful Badarayanaha Vedavyas Sutavan who heard Tat his Abhipretam desire of the mind Tata thereafter Kim what Akarot did he do Vibhu the great Rishi Shaunaka asked, O Sutta, the great and transcendently powerful Vyasadeva heard everything from Sri Narada Muni. So after Narada's departure, what did Vyasadeva do? Srila Prabhupada's purport. In this chapter, the clue for describing Srimad Bhagavatam is picked up as Maharaj Parikshit is miraculously saved in the womb of his mother. This was caused by Drauni Asvatthama, Acharya Drona's son, who killed the 5 sons of Draupadi while they were asleep, for which he was punished by Arjuna. Before commencing the great epic Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Vyasadeva realized the whole truth by trance in devotion. Shaunaka Vacha Nirgate Narade Sutta Bhagavan Badrayanaha Shutavam Starabi Pretam Tatakim Akarod Vibhu. Rishi Saunaka asked, O Sutta, the great and transcendently powerful Vyasadeva heard everything from Sri Narada Muni. So after Narada's departure, what did Vyasadeva do? Om Jnana Timirandasya Giranjana Shalakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sugurave Nama. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances to his lotus feet. So here the description that's given in the Mahabharata. Draupadi was the daughter of King Draupad and the wife of the Pandavas. She was known as Panchali. Means she had 5 husbands. In those days, that kind of arrangement was allowed. Her husbands were the 5 Pandavas: Arjuna, Yudhisthira, Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadev. And with each of those husbands, she begot a child. Because she was only spending 1 year with each husband, alternatively. It's not like one would think in the hippie days where someone had 5 husbands and it was as they say in my country, free-for-all. She would specifically just be with one of the husbands for a year's period, and then switch to the other husband for a year, and the other husband. So every husband would have to wait to be with his wife again every 4 years. So she only begot 5 sons, 1 from each of the Pandavas. And because all of the Pandavas had some minute fault, and because of their fault, they all had to see hell. Drona was involved here with Yudhisthira. Yudhisthira was told to tell Drona. Drona could not be defeated in the battle of Kurukshetra. He was so powerful, teacher of Arjuna, Drona Acharya. But they were told, the Pandavas, the only way to defeat Drona is that he has to give up his weapons, he has to give up and just sit on his chariot in meditation. So they were thinking how to do that. They were instructed by the Lord. Tell him that his son, Asvatthama, who later killed these 5 sons of Draupadi, the Upapandavas, that tell this Drona that Asvatthama is dead. And he'll give up his weapons, he'll give up the war, he'll sit on his chariot, then kill him. So Yudhisthira, in his life, he never told the lie. He was the son of Kunti and Dharmaraj. He never told the lie. But he was being asked to tell little white lie that Asvatthama is dead. So in order to protect, he yelled out, Asvatthama, the elephant, is dead. And they had sacrificed one elephant previously, or killed in battle an elephant of the name Asvatthama. Drona only heard Asvatthama is dead. And he gave up his weapons. He sat in meditation on his chariot, and Yudhisthira took his life. Same as Arjuna, he was fighting what turned out to be his eldest brother, Karna. He couldn't be defeated as long as he had his weapons. Arjuna couldn't defeat him. He was much more powerful. But when he had got off his chariot, because his chariot wheel got stuck in the mud, and he got off his chariot to push his wheel out of the mud without his weapons. In Vaishnava culture and Kshatriya culture, there's chivalry. You don't scratch the eyes out, you don't hit below the waist, you don't shoot an unarmed man. Of course, in our modern day society, the protectors, the servers and protectors, shoot unarmed men and women. But the Kshatriyas, the real Kshatriyas, they would never do such a cowardly act. But Arjuna was told by Krishna that you killed this Karna, who was ultimately his eldest brother, while he's off the chariot standing in the mud. This is your only chance. And Bhima, same thing. Bhima was fighting with Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra had received blessing. I'm sorry, did I say Dhritarashtra? Duryodhana, son of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was the king, Duryodhana was the son. He was fighting with Duryodhana. Duryodhana had received a blessing. His mother, because she was so chaste, Gandhari, her husband was blind from birth. That's a whole story. One of the brothers was blind, one was completely white, Pandava and Dhritarashtra. So Duryodhana was told by mother, come and see me, and you have to come completely naked. I'm going to give you some invincible blessing. So he was on the way to see his mother, and Krishna caught him. Krishna wasn't really on the side of the Pandavas. He wasn't supposed to be. He vowed not to fight, but he was a little bit tricky. So when he asked Duryodhana, where are you going? He said, my mother is going to give me some invincible blessing. He said, well, you can't go naked in front of your mother. A man can't go naked in front of anyone. Mother, sister, brother, that's not allowed. So he said, what should I do? Krishna instructed him, just wear this gamcha, just loincloth, cover your midsection. So he did. When the mother got there, she had been wearing her whole married life blindfold because Dhritarashtra was blind. She, as a chaste woman, accepted the same difficulty as Dhritarashtra and blindfolded herself for life. So she received a boon from this sacrifice that whatever she gazed, when she took off the blindfold and gazed, whoever she gazed upon would become invincible like iron in battle, as long as they weren't covered up. So Duryodhana, her son, came, and he was covered midsection. She took off the blindfold. The rays of Shakti came to Duryodhana, and she looked and saw he's covered up. And she started crying like anything. Why have you covered up? He said, oh, I met Krishna on the way here, and he said that it was best to cover up. And she fell to the floor. She was crying so hysterically because now his entire body was invincible except his midsection. So in the fight with Bhim, Balaram was there, Krishna's brother. Krishna was there. And Krishna instructed Balaram, Bhima. That's another story, Balaram and Jarasandha. He instructed Bhima, hit him below the belt. Even in modern day, you can't hit anyone below the belt. In the MMA or the boxing, 1 point deduction. Illegal. You do it again, another point, third time, disqualification. Is illegal, is unchivalrous. But Krishna told Bhim in the fight, he couldn't defeat him, Duryodhana. He hit him below the belt. Strike him with your club. They were fighting with clubs below the belt. Bhima did it, and Duryodhana was killed because he wasn't protected below the belt. So all of these things, even Draupadi, her fault, she was pure, cent%, wife of the Pandavas, mother of the Upa-Pandavas. But her fault was she liked Arjuna the best of her five husbands. She had a special inclination to Arjuna, and that was taken as some slight fault. So all of these Pandavas were instructed by Krishna to lie, to hit below the belt, to strike an unarmed man, to cheat and pilfer. And they hesitated before they did it because they were thinking, this isn't chivalrous, this isn't good morality, I have to be very moral. Because they were very saintly, they were also very moral. Yudhisthira never told a lie. They were very chivalrous. And because of that hesitation, Srila Prabhupada points out, they had to see hell. Can you imagine? Difficult to get to the spiritual world. Very difficult. Krishna instructs you hesitate. Can you imagine? The best son, in the Bhagavatam it's stated that the father doesn't even have to tell the good son. He knows what to do. First class son. Second class son, the father tells him and he immediately performs the task. Third class son, he hears, he thinks about it, he hesitates, and ultimately he does it. And the fourth class son, he doesn't even listen. The father tells him, and it goes in, as they say, it goes into one ear and out the other ear. He doesn't even listen. It means nothing to him. Fourth class. Waste of time. So, when the spiritual master gives instruction, he's telling the disciple should at least immediately. Srila Prabhupada says, go to China immediately. Plans are made. When the spiritual master tells one, no, this is not good for your spiritual life. No, this is good for your spiritual life. You should do like this, not like this. One should immediately accept. One should know what the spiritual master is going to say and accept it before. That's first class. But to hesitate, what to speak of, well, that's not true. You don't know. Well, that's what you think. Well, my guru said that, but I don't know. I can't really follow that. Or senior devotee said like this, but that doesn't apply. Fourth class. Third class, you think about it for a while. Maybe the material nature beats you up and finally you accept. Second class, you accept immediately. First class, you don't even have to be told. You know what the spiritual master or his representative will tell you. You don't dare go against their wishes. So because they hesitated, they all hesitated. Like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this. For that hesitation, they had to see hell. Ultimately, of course, they were promoted to the spiritual world. But they had to see hell. So, this Drona was very upset about his father being killed. This Asvatthama was very upset about his father Drona being killed by trick, by some sketchy means, being told such a thing. Plus, it was the last day of the battle of Kurukshetra, the 18th day. He was mourning with others over the death of all the great, powerful Maharatis and powerful Kauravas, all lying on the battlefield. And while he was sitting there, he saw one owl who had been chased by hawks, a band of hawks all day. And that owl, it was dark now, it was nighttime. The hawks were in their nest, taking care of the baby hawks. Maybe it was the baby hawks. And the owl snuck up in the dead of night while they're sleeping and attack the hawks. Isn't it? Okay. So, Asvatam got the idea from this demonstration by nature. I'll go and kill the Upapandavas, the sons of Draupadi, the sons of the Pandavas. And he went and slaughtered many in the night. In chivalry, even in the Mahabharata, in Vedic times, the Kshatriyas, they would fight like anything in the daytime. But at night, they could visit each other's camp and be friends and eat dinner together. This is there was war. We don't know anything like that about war. We have war, everyone's sneaky and cheaty in this Kali Yuga. But in the time of the Mahabharata, at night they eat together, they talk together, they relax. There's no question of killing in the night. But Asvatthama came and actually did perform this dastardly deed. He killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. He wanted to make sure there was no heir to the Pandavas. So he attacked them in their sleep. He killed them while they were sleeping in their camp in the dead of night. Such a terrible deed. Later, of course, he was punished and cursed to be in pain for eternity, to walk this earth eternally, isn't it? Forever. I think he's still walking someplace. I'm not sure where. Siberia? I don't know. Oh, in the swamps? Mississippi? I don't know. I'm not sure. Prabhupada said the swamps. In the swamps, Mars says. Thank you. The whole mosquito thing, the no repellent. Can't start a fire, the whole thing. So, this is the amazing story Prabhupada points out here in the purport. And the lesson that can be learned from this beautiful Vedic culture is that following the instructions of Krishna is beyond mundane morality. In this material world, everyone thinks to be moral is the ultimate good. If you're a moral person, if you have good morals and you do things driven by morality, you're considered religious. If you don't lie, cheat, steal, etc., if you're morally straight. But Krishna's morality, it's pointed out, that is real morality. Following Krishna's order, Sarvadharman Prityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja. We heard about a week ago that sometimes, and Prabhupada has said it, he said in London that the way that you distribute Krishna consciousness is you tell them, my dear sir, you're so wonderful, you're so learned, you're so amazing. Now just forget everything and take this book. I think that the Sankirtan devotees use a variety of that. That is a great shirt you've got on. My God, look at that beard. How did you grow that? You're really amazing. So for the non-devotees, they're struck by this false glorification, false aggrandizement. But the devotees don't engage with each other in false aggrandizement. Devotees means a whole different set of rules. One devotee once told me they really loved, the woman told me, she's a devotee, I love working in the material world. I said, what's so great about, I worked for a few years as a complete karmi before I became a devotee. And I was like, what's so great? Tell me your secret. And she said, because the men always glorify me and tell me how beautiful I am. And devotee men don't do that. Of course we don't do that. Number one, you're not your body. But beyond that, number two, we don't engage in false aggrandizement. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, and we are Rupanugas. He is one of the 6 Goswamis. We are followers of Rupa Goswami. He said that he gave the definition of love. Everyone wants to know, what is love? What's love got to do with it? Love, love, love. All you need is love. Growing up, that's all I heard. Eric Fromm, the science or whatever, the art of love, of loving. Everything love. So, what is the Krishna consciousness viewpoint of love? That's there. It's discussed. It isn't that you tell somebody, Prabhu, you have the most beautiful nose I've ever seen. How did you get that? That tan is amazing. Did you just go to Hawaii? We don't falsely aggrandize this body, mind, and senses. That's mundane. To sell a book, okay, maybe. Fine, Prabhupada said. But among devotees, tadati pratigrinati kuyamakyati prichati bhungte bojayate chaiva sadvidam pritilakshanam. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada outlines in his Nectar of Instruction that love, Prema Pumarto Mahan, a goal of our life, is to love Krishna, to love all his parts and parcels. And what is the actual practical of that love? Sadvidam pritilakshanam. Pritilakshanam. The symptoms of love, the practical of love, is not false aggrandizement, is not, Prabhu, you really did well. There's so many stories. Prabhupada, they went to Srila Prabhupada, one devotee, thinks of us, everyone knows this story. He was big devotee, physically. And he went to Srila Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I want to take sannyas. He was physically kind of a big guy, wide and tall. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, you are not fit, you are fat. When I heard that, when the devotees heard that, everyone stopped eating sweet rice and halwa. Prabhupada called somebody fat? Another devotee, you maybe know the story. Wonderful sannyasi. I knew him for years. He was on a morning walk and he said, Prabhupada was talking about renunciation and being very renounced, not being attracted to the opposite sex. And he said, Srila Prabhupada, I have not been attracted to women since I joined your Krishna consciousness movement. Prabhupada stopped the morning walk. You know this one? Prabhupada turned around and said, in front of all the assembled devotees that were on the walk, 30 devotees or so, the only reason that you're not attracted to women is because none of them will have you. And I thought, this is my guru. Brutally, transcendentally honest. He wasn't, yes, you're so advanced, yes. He told his disciples, yeah, because no one will look at you. No one will have you. Of course you're renounced. You have to be renounced. He didn't say all those words. I just said that as a translation, purport. So, dadati pratigrinati. Give gifts in charity, accept gifts. This is love. Give someone a nice kurta. Buy your wife a sari. Someone brought me a picture of, was it Krishna's lotus feet? I can't remember. Prabhupada's lotus feet. They just brought a picture over. What a feeling of love. I felt loved. It's on our altar in the living room. Give prasadam, accept prasadam. That is love. To give people prasadam, that is love. We are known as the people who give people prasadam. Therefore, we're known as the greatest lovers. We love them. We give them prasad. That's one of the 6, and accept prasad. Someone gives you, take the prasadam. This is one of the 6 symptoms, 2 of the 6. And ultimately, guyam akyati prichati. To reveal one's mind in confidence and hear another's mind and heart confidentially. It may be hard. Someone may tell you, Prabhu, you're not fit. Or they may give you some advice. But love means to hear the heart of others and to give to others your revealed mind and heart. Guyam akyati prichati. This is love. This is the meaning of love. And ultimately, we love Krishna. We offer everything to Krishna. We give all of our mind and our heart to Krishna. And then we can experience the real happiness in life, the real loving sentiment, not some artificial, not some talk that seems pleasing, but actual instruction from Krishna and actual honesty of the heart. The reason that I eat too much prasadam is my mother used to neglect me when I was revealed. Whatever your difficulty would be. That's not mine, by the way. I'm just saying, if someone has some past, reveal your heart to another Vaishnav. That's love. Tell them, yes, it's difficult for me to fast on Janmashtami because I used to eat like this, or whatever the circumstance. I'm having difficulty chanting my rounds because my mind is all over the place. Whatever the honest. And let them tell you honestly, this is good for you. This may not be so good for you. That's helping someone. If you tell someone, oh, we love you, whatever you like, you can do. Yate Jasita Takuru. Krishna told Arjuna, I've given you the instructions. Now whatever you like, you do. And Arjuna immediately said, Karisye vachanam tava. Whatever you have told me, I will do. But if one thinks that glorifying someone or just to be their friend, tell them something that will please them, that's not real friend. That's not love. That's not devotee. That's not devotional service. That's causing violence. That's giving harm. Real love, giving one help, giving one peacefulness, is revealing your heart confidentially, telling them the truth to help them, even though it may not be so palatable. If something can help someone, Prabhu, you've got to chant better rounds. Or Prabhu, you're talking too much about, someone came up to me not too long ago and said that you criticize others for quoting from different scriptures, but you quote from Yahoo News. And I was like, oh, geez. I mean, I read Yahoo News. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to stop quoting unless it's really relevant. It was brutal, transcendentally brutal. So let us follow Rupa Goswami Prabhupada and become lovers of Lord Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari Bol. No questions. Comment by Maharaj. It's a small comment. Maharaj. Yeah.
Yudhishthira killed Dronacharya. Actually, he set him up. The person who actually did the killing, the beheading, was Drishtadyumna.
Drishtadyumna beheaded Dronacharya.
Yeah, but
Yudhishthira did the setup.
It was a
He
setup,
was complicit in the murder.
Right. He said, yes, Astaframa, the elephant, is killed. He
Yes.
made that very whispery, quiet, so that
Right.
Dronacharya never heard that. Consequently, he just thought, as you mentioned.
Yeah, when I said it, I was like, I never even heard that. So I was like, thank you for correcting that.
No,
Is
minor.
Drishtadyumna, who did you said Drishtadyumna?
Drishtadyumna, yeah.
Actually killed Dronacharya while he was sitting in meditation. It was a setup by Yudhishthira, who never told a lie, who yelled out the kind of lie. Haribol.
Thank you very much.
The cat and the rat? What? The world will hear, but none of these guys. No, go ahead.
Thank you for your wonderful class, Prabhu, and good story. In the story, you mentioned that Pandavas hesitated the instruction from Krishna